Now that the whole hatch project is more or less completed, we're electrifying the boat. Welcome aboard Thunderchild, our home and our sailboat. I'm Sailor Barry, and this is my partner Haley. We're on a quest to get our boat offshore ready, and we're sailing around in local waters, getting to know our boat inside and out. So join us as we cruise around in the Pacific Northwest and get our boat ready for the big push. Thanks for watching. We'll see you out there. I built this. Didn't bother showing anybody, but I'll give you guys a quick look now. I walked through everything with Simon, and he gave me a good heads up on how much depth he needs and so on. He's like, make it look however you want, give her. So I got it all set up. Here it is. So right here we'll have voltage readout, amp hours, etc. Input breaker, AC. I'll switch some of these over to DC. All these are DC. Yeah. Got a little latchy latch. Pretty happy with this. You might recognize some of the upright posts from last week's hatch. All the offcuts went to good use. Nothing but the best. If you know, you know. Yeah, I got it all taken back apart, ready for courtesy tall. Let's get her done, and I can mount it on the wall tomorrow. Okay, we are going sailing tomorrow. Haley's mom shows up tonight. I put a rush on making this all watertight, so it's all Sikaflex, everything's bedded, everything's fastened together, sanded, and ready for soup. So I'm gonna put soup on it and then put it right on the boat after a couple hours of drying. And as soon as I finish souping this, I'm gonna take the electrical, bring it on board. Simon's gonna start rigging it up. Little dead bee on it. Thanks for joining as we electrify the boat. It's the first time this boat's had electricity in it for a very long time, if not ever, and we are very excited to have this set up, especially with tomorrow's sailing trip coming up. Cool, so we have Monsieur Styles aboard.
Hola, senor.
And we got this bad boy mounted, and we've determined that the old ice box is going to be where all of the batteries go, which brings us to the sponsor of this week's episode. Redodo sent out 3 of their mini 100 amp hours, and we're gonna set those up in here, and we're gonna charge them via a Renergy DC.
100 amp hours?
That's 100 amp hours. Isn't that ridiculous?
So small.
So small.
I don't.
It's also like 19 pounds or something. Like,
It's gotta be like a new cell technology, because there's no way the cells that I'm used to would fit in there.
Well, if you buy a 100 amp hour, they're not that small. From any brand.
Yeah, they're considerably bigger. That's like half the size almost.
So we're gonna power it using a Renogy DC to DC converter. So we're gonna get 25 amps of alternator charge to those batteries, which is amazing. And we're finally gonna have a breaker panel to power all of the devices in the boat. Thank you very much to Redodo.
It just shows also what kind of sailor you are, that the shore power charger is not even on your like radar.
No.
I guess what most people do, they're like, oh, I have a house battery, like, okay, here's the shore charger to charge it up.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? Why would I need that?
Yeah, every time we go to docks,
With
people are
shore
like,
power.
they're like, do you need 50 amp or 30 amp? I'm like, for what? For what?
Well, we're gonna basically get this boat wired for the first time in its life.
Yeah, truly.
So we're just gonna go walk through some basic ABYC wiring, and hopefully we have all the equipment to do it properly. There's a lot of pieces, and I feel like I've forgotten something. So
Now I have a panel to wire it to, so this is going to be a huge game changer.
So you want to expand this hole back here, or maybe put a second one over on this side?
Cool, will do.
Just something to feed our main wires through, keeping in mind that we're going to have AC coming in here too. So you just might as well go big.
Okay. Ooh, I'm sweating. So far I have installed a lug or a bus bar, a negative bus bar in the engine room, and I've drilled a hole right there, which gets us access into there. I'm pointing at the panel. And I have drilled holes underneath the sink that go all the way from here, all the way back, all the way underneath there, through there, into the engine room. It'll go across, it'll come up and out a hole over here, and then up and around and in, then boom, done. That's how it's all gonna connect. The boat is an absolute mess, and Haley's mom is on her way right now. It's mostly because we're installing the electrical right now. Maybe pushed it a little late. We're getting there. She won't be here till like 8 o'clock or so, and got my best guy on it, Simon. He's working hard. Okay, we're keeping it going. We got good momentum. Simon's just having a lunch break, but all the wires are led into here. And I'll show you down below. Under here, it's all led through there. Got it all tied up nicely. Comes through, goes under here. I need to clean that up a tiny bit better. It's a little bit lumpy. Got it leading through there, through this little bulkhead, into the engine room, nice and tight and tidy. And then it all goes where it needs to go, comes up here. You don't even see it up in there. And then the rest of it comes out here. There's the new lug, because we're gonna switch our battery selector and have it here so we don't have to open the engine room door every time we want to enable the engine. And then these come up over, tuck away nicely, and then they go through that hole and come out here. And then we got the wire ends that all lead to a bunch of spools. So Simon will cut all that stuff to shape, and it's coming together. Oh, he's back.
All right, so it's all done, right?
Yeah,
Great, cool.
it all works.
I guess I'm done here.
Yeah. Yeah, did you hear if the Redodo was charging hard out on deck, or is it all topped up, do you reckon?
Oh, I didn't check. I'll check it.
Cool, I'll grab the next one to put out there. Yeah, we're just topping these up to maximum, getting them all kind of even. There's one out there charging now, here's the other two. So here we go. These are incredible. I can't wait. I can't believe we're gonna actually be running on 300 amp hours proper with methods of charging it all. It's gonna be so good.
It'll really dry your varnish quick, eh?
Babe, are you ready for this electrified world?
I'm really not. But what do we use it for? Like a blender? Do I get a blender?
I think
Microwave oven.
Do we get a air fryer?
Something
Do we
drugs for
start
free.
just buying a bunch of stuff that has electricity?
We've been permanently camping all this time. That's
Yeah.
what's been going on.
It's honestly not that bad. I'm kind of used to it
I'm
now,
really
which
used to pooping in
is
a
really
bucket.
sad.
it's really hardened you up. It's good. You're gonna be living in the lap of luxury.
Yeah, it seems impressive. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but
I don't know. We're just gonna live.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do all the actual work, and then Barry's gonna come in and just like zap strap everything together so that it looks like he made it really nice. But this sweat made it work. That sweat made it look pretty.
better idea. And then just keep me updated, okay? Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Love you. Bye. Bye. Okay, she's in the turn lane for the ferry.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think it's just probably there is a sailing weight or something, which is weird for this time of day. But I
Yeah.
guess on a Monday it could just be busy.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Whoa.
this is what is this? The shot where we like do the hands thing and then everything's clean.
1, 2, 3. So I got 2 of them up to the same voltage. They're now hooked up. Everything is active, live. We got the shunt there, and right now I need to do some carving, so it's mounted backwards, but we're getting readouts off the shunt, which is pretty exciting. Great. Simon did a really nice job running the bus bar and getting it all hooked up to breakers. He's just grabbing a beer, chilling out, and we're gonna wire up 1 or 2 quick things, and then the rest of the wiring I'll take care of while we are on the trip. So looking sweet. So I'm just out on shore on the docks. We brought the boat to the docks, and I have a battery charger to this. That's the final battery that I am going to put in series of the 3 Redodos that they gave us. I got the other 2 batteries to 13.41 and 13.42, which is within 0.2 volts of each other. And this one is at 13.27. So I still have a little bit more charging to do before I can connect them all up. And the reason you want to get them to within 0.2 volts of each other is that if you connect a series of batteries together that are lithium, and then you'll get a big amperage surge if they're very dissimilar, and it could fry the BMS, it could fry the equipment on the boat. So getting them as close as possible, 0.2 is an acceptable close enough range. And once this one's up to par, plug it in, and we're at 300 amp hours on Thunderchild. Thanks again, Redodo, for sending this out. What you up to now, Simon?
Alright, so we're gonna run our first run. First switch on this new circuit board, lighting.
Woo!
Lights, and we're doing the no-kill like overkill method. And you bought a bunch of black and red. Is this 12 gauge, 14 gauge? 14 gauge. So we're just kind of running all the like light loads, DC loads on the system are just gonna be 14 gauge, which gives us a lot of headroom. We don't need it for LED lights, but it lets us kind of daisy chain all the lights on one circuit, so then you can manually flick them on and off, and then you can leave at the end of the day and just pull and switch on the circuit board.
Totally.
Darkness.
Yeah, Aladino gave us all of the lights off Magic Carpet, so we can start running those.
Yeah, these are great. They're and it's so nice to have the main switch for all the lights, and then manual switches for each individual light. Just lets you kind of
Sorry, I didn't see you there.
do what you need to do.
Cool.
So yeah, we're just gonna run a couple of those.
How many hours you reckon this has been?
It's a day.
That's a day.
Whole
Been out
day.
here for
Yeah,
a
you
day.
guys have been
A
working
whole
hard.
day, and we've got a whole electrical system.
Well, we've got the bones
Backbone,
of it,
yeah.
of an electrical system. There's so much fiddling around with all of these other circuits to do, and then there's issues with like sensors and stuff that's going to come up that's just going to throw us for a loop. And troubleshooting, like honestly, the backbone part is satisfying, and it's not really that much work compared to the troubleshooting. We lose so many hours when things don't go the way we think they're going to go. And
Yeah.
that's where the majority of the work is. It is not very glamorous, unfortunately.
Oh, we got a daisy chain heading over, up and around. Woo-hoo-hoo. So this is powered, yeah?
Flick that switch.
Oh, fuck. That's fucking awesome. You're rigging that one up next.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Just realized we should probably power it down if I'm cutting live wires.
Yeah, you want me to...
Not that one, the main switch.
Sweet. Where does that one go to? Top one on DC?
Yeah.
Top DC.
So, waiting.
Cool, yeah, your mom's almost here?
I think so. It's been 10 minutes, so.
Awesome. All right, Simon is now gone, but that one is powered, that one here is powered, and that one there is powered. I just don't have a light bulb for it yet, but what I can do, now that I think of it, is grab this one. 3 lights. New record. Oh, she's lit up. That's awesome. The way we have it set up, this used to be our fridge, but I like that it's an insulated box and it's got plenty of room for batteries. It's dry, it's safe, and has all the space we need. Otherwise, where the hell else would we put batteries? Immediately after 1 day's labor, this boat is transformed. I'm gonna call it an evening. Ahoy! Now that Irene, Hailley's mom, has shown up, and Levi, her dog, it's time to start focusing on wrapping all of this up. Alright, it's the next morning. I just got the 3rd battery hooked up. That is final install for the Redodo 300 amp hour battery bank using the 100 amp hour minis. It's crazy that we're able to fit 300 amp hours in here with no problem. With room to spare, we could fit another 1, 2, 3, 4 in there almost. Yeah, very happy. And now we get to use all of this energy on our adventure. All of the Renogy is hooked up properly, and we should be getting alternator juice all the way into these batteries in a safe, measured way for lithium. So that's exciting. We got recharging batteries. Here's a look at the original breaker panel for the boat. Clearly it was in quite a sad state and quite the DIY job. Happy to be rid of it. Thanks again to Redodo for sending out 300 amp hours of batteries for us to power Thunderchild with. Be sure to check out their website, and if you feel like ordering anything, be sure to use the affiliate link. Links are in the description. Thanks again. And thank you very much to Simon for all the work. Now that we're all done with all this electrical stuff, time for us to get ready to go on an adventure. Here we are departing Silva Bay, and this marks the first time Irene, Hailley's mother, has ever gone sailing. This is, in fact, her first vacation in over 12 years. And here we are in the middle of Gabriola Pass, right about here. And from here, we're headed to Pirates Cove on Dorsey Island, which is a very popular cruising destination amongst the southern Gulf Islands. There are a lot of bugs, though. Not bugs, wasps.
Variety of wasps. There's regular wasps, and there's
July.
also paper wasps, which
Oh,
is
yeah?
interesting. Paper wasps aren't that dangerous, though.
So we made it to Dorsey Island. It was about an hour motor. We're at Pirates Cove. Never been here before. It was very shallow coming in, probably
5.5 feet.
5.5 feet.
I don't know.
We draw 5.
I could see things down there that I didn't like, but you were like, point if there's something there, but it was everywhere. Like, what am I just supposed to be like?
Yeah.
It was just shallow.
And so we went to stern tie. I dropped out 75 feet of anchor, and I probably should have put out 150. So we're very far from the shore.
But keep in mind, there is only 5 feet of water, so 150 feet of anchor chain is what? It's like a 30 to 1.
Would have paid us out all the way back to the rocks, though, which would have been nice.
And then you could have, well, I mean, yeah.
So on stern tying, there were a few mistakes made. We have learned our lessons. We did a little debrief. Which
One of us
good.
made a blood sacrifice for those incidents.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, gashed up my toes a bit.
For free?
So the thing that happened was I didn't make fast the stern tie line. So as it paid out, it got to the end of the line.
It was flaked on deck so that it would untie really easy, but also I was there to like make sure that it went smooth.
And
but neither of us realized. Or
a
remembered
little too late, and there's a small chance that maybe Hailey put it in idle forward instead of neutral.
100%. So we were in idle reverse
just to kind of hold the chain under tension.
Barry told me as soon as he almost gets to shore to put it in neutral. So I thought I had it in neutral, but I did see the prop wash, so that was my bad. I fucked up there.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
So then
by the time I realized that we were in idle forward, we were pretty far up.
Yeah, and then the rope slipped off, which I was hanging onto over rocks, and that's when I fell.
Than the rope could hook up. So
yeah.
You were so close though. Must have been such a piss off.
Well, I had it hooked.
Oh, okay.
It was as soon as it fell off the boat that I fell onto the rocks, but it was all pretty mellow. Just little.
It happened slowly.
Yeah, little flesh wounds. No big mistake. In the end, lesson learned: make your rope fast before you go to stern tie.
Damn it! You should have got hold fast on your fucking hands, and then maybe you would have remembered.
Yeah, make fast. I'll get make fast on the inside.
That's actually great. That's a great idea.
Yeah, all in all, highly successful. We made it. We're here. We're safe. We're sound. Yeah. And
every single wasp showed up too, which is
yeah.
awesome.
And there was a lot of boats here, so there's always the pressure of like being. You don't want to be that couple that's like, you know, when you're. Can
you get it fucking away from me, bro?
You like see the like couples docking and they're like, no, not that way. Do it this way. And you can hear it across the bay. I was like, that's not us. That's not us.
There was no point in yelling. He was too far away.
Yeah, and when you're on this boat, when the motor's running, you can't hear shit.
Oh, look how cute this boat is coming in.
Little kingfisher.
Oh, they're gonna stern tie beside us.
Hell yeah, brother.
Cute. I feel like they're gonna have a really easy time with those bow thrusters. Is it bow thrusters?
No, he's just got outboards, so he can do what he wants.
Whatever.
But yeah, we got her done. We're here. We're gonna go ashore in a minute. Despite my little cut up toes, but we'll make it work. It's gonna be good. We just took the tender here, and by we I mean Leafy and Irene. Hailley swam. Welcome to Dorsey Island. This island has an unusual feel compared to the rest of the southern Gulf Islands. There's next to no underbrush, so it makes for a very, very unique feeling when you're walking around on the island amongst trees, moss, and rocks. The island is named after Michael Dorsey, the captain of the HMS Pallades. This island is home to about 20 people year-round. At this point, I think I've probably been to most of the southern Gulf Islands. But Dorsey Island certainly is the most unique, geographically speaking. We spent a great deal of our time while we were here, walking around, exploring, and just soaking up the absolutely unique style of this place. And don't forget to check for sea asparagus, as there is tons of it everywhere, and it's a really easy thing to toss into any meal. Now with our stomachs full of grub, it's time to go ashore again and have a hike. Dorsey Island is the Gulf island that is known for having a cult on it. And if you know anything about me, I like cults. The founder of the cult's name was Edward Arthur Wilson. or better known as Brother 12. He created the Aquarian Foundation, which was his cult, and he was the head of it. And as the head of it, he was the reincarnation of Osiris, according to himself. He pitched to everyone that they could all survive Armageddon on Dorsey Island. Brother 12 and Madame Z, another organizer of the cult, were quite abusive towards the patrons of their organization. And as you would expect, this utopian lifestyle came crashing to a halt, as eventually everyone started leaving. In the wake of many court cases, Brother 12 came back to the island and destroyed their settlement. There's two sides to this story. There's some that believe that he fled to Switzerland with all of their gold, and there's the others that still believe that it's on the island today. We headed back to the boat, and Hailey tended to the propeller, which definitely had a substantial amount of seagrass on it, which tells you how close to the bottom we came. The whole day was delightful, sunny, and light winds, but we had no idea that that was going to change so rapidly. Or they are resetting anchor or whatever. So I'm going to flash up the motor in case we have to reset the anchor. But I think we will probably just swing out very nicely once I come over. All is clear. I'm going to cut this.
Onto your butts.
Alright, we're gonna swing pretty drastically here.
We're gonna swing here.
Yeah, much safer position to be in.
Yeah.
Anchor.
And we'll just collect that stern tire in the morning.
Yeah. Once we finally settle into our position to get to wind, I'll bear down on the anchor, just make sure all is good.
Yeah, I'm all for the safest option. So we got that boat over there, and we got two boats over there. Crazy that like an hour ago I was swimming.
Yeah.
And it was like beautiful and calm.
That came out of absolute. We're in a really good spot with our anchor.
Oh yeah, it's straight down over there.
Yeah,
so that's awesome. Feels so much better already. A little.
And now we're scoping back forward as the chain lays back down.
Awesome. So we'll just have to, pay attention. Yeah, they're cutting. Yeah, they're losing their stern ties too.
Shift happens, like if this northwest drops and goes to southeast, we could potentially get pretty close to those rocks.
Okay, so let's maybe text the boys and ask for the forecast because mine's not loaded.
I got it.
Okay, awesome.
Great. Way better.
awesome. Love it. Oh, we're good.
The seas and the wind all died down over the evening, and we got some much needed rest. Well, we didn't expect to have any decent wind, but suddenly there's a decent wind, and we are probably sailing at about 3 knots, and it's awesome. We got the main mizzen and foresail up. Woo!
No commercial traffic really, only just a couple knots.
Yeah, and we're under sail, so we got all this to ourselves. And the thing that's giving me a lot of peace of mind is that we finally have the house battery bank system set up, which means that the autopilot is now draining the house battery bank system instead of the start battery, which is obviously terrifying when you're sailing, and then you don't know if your start battery is going to work afterwards. So this is great. Love it.
So we're just waiting for the tide to change in Gabriel Pass, and then we'll go through in about an hour.
Yeah, it's about noon now, and we could go at 2 o'clock the latest, so we're just bumming around here, tacking back and forth. It's great. Okay, well, Hailley's mom took off this morning, and we just spent
Mom.
Bye.
Miss you. We had a teary goodbye.
Yeah, it was a delightful time. We had a lot of really good, lovely
I
hangouts.
didn't want her to go.
But now we are back to nursing my wounds.
Compliments of Ed?
Yeah.
Beditine? It's what Ed recommends.
At bed and be editing. I'll show you guys what's up with my leg.
What's up, leg?
So, as someone who's had blood infections before, I've learned that it's really important to just do a quick outline around any redness, which has actually gone down up here quite a bit. But we're just tracking it in case it starts spreading or anything, which it is not. I mean, it's kind of traveled down a little bit here, but that's kind of natural with the weight of gravity.
You know what gravity
But
is.
so far, I'm not seeing any crazy streaking or anything, so I don't think I got any blood infection action happening. So yeah, we're just keeping it nice and clean. So time for some iodine. Does iodine hurt?
I don't know, does it?
I don't know. No,
Yep.
No, I'm kidding, it doesn't.
Fucking killed you, mate. I think it is. But we'll give it another day. There's not like if it is infected, it's not that bad.
No spreading red?
No, it's just like a little chunk of maybe a pustule area. Oh. Yeah, there was a little bit of blood there, but that's not too big of a deal. Our other damages.
That answers that. Iodine does hurt. Good morning, or maybe not so good morning. How'd you sleep, Hailley?
So last night I was really excited about just having a really good sleep in, because we just came back from that trip with my mom, and she is a morning person, and I love that for her. But I do not love that for me when I also have to go back right to work after a trip. So I worked the last 2 days, got to work early every day.
Now, last night was your sleeping night.
Today was my sleeping day, and it was, because it's like, what, almost 11 now?
Yeah.
But look where I slept. Point it out.
And look where I slept. Our
We're
bedroom's
fighting.
up.
We're fighting.
Our bedroom's up there. So you can see it's soaking wet. So basically, Hailley pissed the bed last night, and it was really upsetting. So I left. No,
You left first. That means you pissed. And then...
that's a fact. That's a fact. Well, so it started raining, and I pissed, and so the rain kicked in really bad last night.
Inside.
And nobody pissed.
Inside. It was inside. Why?
So it's been sunny for like 3 months. It feels like without a single spat of rain. So what happened is the foredeck got completely bone dry. And then I think because we opted to oil the foredeck instead of the water absorbing into the planks at all, it all just beaded up and found its way directly into the boat. And
That's my fault.
despite the fact, no, it's not your fault. We both decided that was the move. And so with the incredibly contracted and water repellent planks, that just means all the water went straight between the planks. And yeah, we have a new hatch up forward, and it didn't leak, but the coaming all around it just poured water everywhere.
It's funny because I was just telling one of my friends that I was excited for it to rain so we could test out the new hatches. They weren't a problem.
It didn't drip one drop in here, so
Yeah.
that's great.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, so...
Oh, there's one drop here, though.
Oh, that's only really close to our electrical panel, so...
Yeah, it's wet on the bottom here for sure.
Cool. Yeah, we got some drips.
So remember this relaxing day we were supposed to have? Now it's fucking full on
Dry
adventure
out the
mode.
boat mode, yeah. I'll show you guys up in the bow. So, as you can see, wet, not piss. Oh my god. It's all wet. It's like completely soaked. Like shiny wet. So yeah, all the water on deck that comes aft goes in through this whole section right where the forepeak face is. Underneath this little foamy cover stuff is completely soaked. And the biggest shocker of all,
I just kept turning my blanket to the dry spots until there was no more dry spots.
that's what I was doing too. Yeah, all of this is completely waterlogged. Nothing up in the hatch. Up in here is great. Watertight as hell. I did a good job on that, but everything just dried out so much that it just let all the water in this whole thing all the way around is soaked. All the way around. So that really, also we had this open, which was adding. So I was laying in a puddle of water and I was like, it's warming up slowly, very slowly. So I'll just stay here. And then I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, oh, there's a new drip, and like ran on my back. And then I pulled my blanket off to leave. And there was like 5 drips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up my spine. And I was like, normally I'm just like, Haley, can you scoozy so I can get it? I was like, scoozy, Haley.
Yeah.
And with every drip that hit me just was savage. And then I stood up in front of the bed to try and talk to her briefly, and then like 3 more drips from the mast partner came through and got me. We got some
I think I lasted like 2 more hours. Like I went back to sleep, and then I woke up at like it was 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I got up and I was just like, everything was wet.
Yeah, everything is wet.
But my side was definitely on the drier side.
Yeah, mine was just immediately like a stream of water on. Yeah, having this one be bone dry is such a delight. All through here, it's completely bone dry.
Oh, that's such a relief.
Yeah, there's not a lick of water on her. Oh, we got 1 drip. 1 little drip in the corner, which explains that little drip there. Just spending the morning drying out the boat and burping and talking. But I did a whole bunch of electrical back here, including mounting this ICOM radio that Patrick McGee gave us.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Yeah, I like where I have it set up. It suits nice, sits nice, looks good. And she powers up. Got to do some registration setup, get an antenna, all those sorts of things, but she works. Got to do the peel with everybody. Oh, yeah. We got Captain Bill back.
Hello, hello!
We're just trying to find a spot to anchor.
So if we're going to anchor down there, it'll be where I normally anchor or something, a compromise that you know of?
I think basically a little bit west of that last marker buoy over there. It's always an absolute pleasure when Captain Bill shows up in Silva Bay. And immediately after jumping on the boat, he threw me right on the helm and at the controls and told me to find a nice spot to anchor Joshua. We're getting a little close to these guys. There's current this way and wind this way, so everyone's setting sideways to it. So what they're going to do right now is chuck the mizzen up, and that will point us head to wind. It's still fouled up there, Nathan. We all jumped on to Joshua later in the evening, as you can see here, and we hung out with Bill until the evening wound down and got ready for our next big adventure. Tomorrow marks the first day Nathan's going to take Dagon off sailing. Here he is, getting the ship shape and ready, and checking all the sails and making sure everything works. And today is the day that we all sail off to the Pender Harbor Wooden Boat Show. First things first, gotta drop Hailey off on shore and fill up our water tanks. Good morning, beautiful sunrise. I am rafted up to Dagon backwards right now because I'm lending Nathan our new outboard and our tender from Perihelion so that he can side tow in and out of Pender Harbor because we're going to the boat show this morning. So he's going to get out of Silva Bay here. The winds were predicted to be something at all today, but they're fucking dead. So Nathan's probably going to get in quite late. He's got all his sails bent on, and it's the first time he's going to sail Dagon. The motor is very, 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 very close, as you all know. There's still a few parts on order, and why would you let this stop him? He's got a sculling oar, he's got sails, and it's not that far. So we'll see him later in the evening, but yeah, I'm excited. Nathan, are you excited?
Fucking so stoked, dude. Like,
I wish there was 10%, 20% more wind, just a bit more wind, but it's gonna be good. You'll probably get in a little later than us, but that's fine. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Gonna be great. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next week when we head off to the Pender Harbor Wooden Boat Show.